This is MJ. I love Tokusatsu, and right now I want to talk to you about Kamen Rider 01 episode 32. This is MJLT50, and I think a lot happened in this episode. I really like it. First of all, it's called My Pride, Runway Dream, or something like that, and it was written by Masaya Kakeshi and directed by Ryuta Tasaki, and I'm actually going to diverge from what I usually do and just... I'm going to go ahead and look up who is Masaya Kakeshi. Okay, so from the Kamen Rider Wiki, it says Masaya Kakeshi is a Japanese writer and director. He serves as the secondary writer for Kamen Rider 01. How did I not know that? Let's see. This is the manga guy. Okay, so he did episode 5 and 6, which is or 5 is his passionate path of manga, and then 6 and 7 are I Want to Hear Your Voice, and I Am a Hot-Blooded Humor Gear Teacher, and then 10 and 11 were I Am an Actor, Shinya Obada, and Don't Stop the Camera. Stop that guy! So, interesting. I mean, I liked most of what he's done. It's just I did not expect that, so that's interesting. So this episode has a slightly different feel. I like that it was a one and done. That was something I really appreciated. Let me... you don't necessarily want to hear me. You might want to see these, cool images from the show. But yeah, I liked that. I liked that it was a one and done. I really liked the. I feel badly now. I don't remember the model humor gear. I don't remember her name, but she had like a very good presence. She was an interesting case for this whole are human gears, worthy of having life and things like that, because she'd reached singularity. Delmo is her name, which is like model. It's a anagram of model, isn't it? Delmo. Yeah, it is. That's funny. Anyway, just realized that. But she's very vain. She's very prideful. She has respect for herself. She eats up the attention from the crowds, and she records that as she's doing her shows, and like that's kind of her reason for living. And it's her dream, and it's what she wants to continue doing. And of course, Aruto and Izu want to help her to protect that. And she, is brave enough to chase her dream, even if it means risking death and destruction, from Bowser, which they run her up to speed on that. I don't know how immediately she senses the threat. And just because somebody is under a legitimate threat or should be concerned for themselves doesn't mean they'll always act rationally. So I don't know if she was being brave or dumb, but it was definitely interesting because of how bold she was being, and that it kind of spoke to me that even though she's being, some might say, selfish or arrogant with how she behaves, and like she's got this ball thing for her face that she's constantly rubbing on her face to, I guess, smooth her skin or relax her. It seems to be like a, like a, I was gonna say esthetician type tool. Well, maybe it could be that. Something that's for beauty. It seems to be her primary concern, and that's okay. Like, really, if you think about it, there shouldn't be anything wrong with that. I know it's, or I'm sure it's easy for people to see that as just being vain, and that vanity is a bad thing, but looking your best isn't a bad thing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing wrong with a model, especially wanting that when part of the attractiveness and look is what sells, the clothing or, whatever they happen to be showing off. Gosh, I thought it was really, well, hold on. I was kind of fixated on, I grabbed this screen grab less because of what he was saying and more because he's in the office, and even more so, what is this thing? He has a bird cage, like a little wire bird cage, and there's like a bird on top of it, which is kind of weird. And then there's something in there. Is it like a paper bird? He's got this feather here too. I feel like these are significant items, and I wish I had gotten a better shot of this, because they showed it from a different angle, slightly different angle too, and I wouldn't have had to zoom in so much because it was a tighter shot. But also, I want to see what's in there. What does he have caged? What does that represent? The caging and the bird, the ink thing. We know the chest thing, represents, I guess, how hard he thinks about things or how clever he is and whatnot. But that, I don't know, something about that detail, it strikes me as important, but it could just be an interesting background detail. It was interesting to see how the Naki plot was was dealt with. It happened a lot quicker than I thought. I thought she would be more of a threat for many episodes, like being in control of Fuwa's body for multiple episodes, but she wasn't, and that's kind of interesting to me. And I liked, what we got from it. I mean, seeing Yaiba, though, which I don't know. I understand why things seem so divided around her. Either people love her or hate her or whatever, but she's an interesting character and she's being used in interesting ways. So, I mean, that's interesting. But just seeing, look at her. She's just standing here waiting for Naki to kill these, other Humagear ladies. And I was going to try to make some joke about this scene passing the Bechdel test, but, it's because there's a lady ordering another lady to murder a lady, and a lady's trying to protect her. And, that's not cool. I mean, but that's, and I'm sure that sort of thing happens. It's very, very progressive. Anyway, there was this interesting concept that she activated Naki by stealing. I mean, it sucks that she wasn't rebelling, stealing the whatever you call. It's not Rampage Vulcan, that's his current form, but the Arc Vulcan form, whatever that's called, Assault Wolf. Yeah. So she stole Assault Wolf, and I and a lot of other people speculated that she was going to use it for, rebelling against her master in some form, but she just uses it to activate Naki, which was like a neat idea. Naki and the other rogue Humagear are closely associated with the Arc, and that assault trigger is made for Arc related stuff, and it all makes sense logically. It was really weird, but I want to know if Naki's appearance is influenced by being inside of Fuwa, as far as what she wears, or if that was her look before. It seems very interesting, and I don't have much else to say beyond that. I really love, again, heads-up displays. I've talked about this before, and the visual gag of them hiding in the boxes and stuff was a lot of fun. And then another thing about Delmo being so bold and brash and brusque, she just walks over in a box. I'm sure lots of people are gonna have that image and stuff, floating around Toku Twitter and Toku circles, just because it's so funny. But I don't know. I thought it was super cool seeing Assault Wolf, or Naki through Assault Wolf, activate this heads-up display thing, and it, again, just really neat. One of the things I'm kind of fascinated by. Let me see, what else? I guess there isn't really much else to say. I liked, again, how this was a quick turnaround, and how we saw, Hedon Manufacturing facilitating Humagear, reaching or maintaining singularity, because Domo apparently already is a singular, which is a weird turn of phrase, how they classified her. And it was super neat to see Jin, too, take Fuwa and awaken Naki from within him. And there's a really cool scene. I'll have on Twitter later a top-tier Toku. So it's just a 1 or 2 minute thing where I focus on a particular scene and talk about it, but where she's talking in the shadows. Or you see Fuwa's actor's face, and then you see the shadow of her mouth moving and talking and stuff while Jin is talking to her. And it's super, super cool. But I really like his role in the show so far. And then Hirobi was there with him too, and they're working together. And it's very vague. It's like a very slow play what's going on with Hirobi in the background, but I'm interested in it nonetheless. I can't wait to see all these guys work together against this guy, against Amatsu guy. I know I've been saying that for a while, but he's really bad guy. He's a great bad guy, and he's truly evil, and I really appreciate that, because it's very clear that he's a bad man doing bad things, and he deserves to be dealt with in the proper way, whatever that is. So I have Tokusatsu inspired merch. You know that. I know that. I'm going to go ahead and share with you my spiel, and then showcase it to you a little bit more. MJLT50 can be found on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. Check out mgmovies.com for my other review series, another writer cast, King of Hearts, Queen of Sorrows, Going Ultra, and Swinging Through Comics, as well as my writing projects. If you love what I do, want to support me, my Coffee and Redbubble accounts have you covered. Relevant links below. If you had a good time, like, share, and leave a comment. Subscribe and ring that bell to stay current on weekly 01 reviews, and remember, you don't have to shout henshin to be a hero. So again, I got merch, Tokusatsu inspired. I got Ultraman design with the show logo or catchphrase, a writer design, and a Super Sentai design. You can check those out. I also have other things related to other nerdy things that I'm interested in, and you can check those out. That's really all I have to say. I hope you folks take care and always do the right thing.